You are now listening to the Q&E Podcast.
Is this what you want? Huh? Is this what you want? Well, come and get it, goddammit!
What's up, everybody? You're listening to the Q&E Podcast. You're here with your boy Q Hicks right now. I got Edgar on the other line. Edgar, tell the people what's good.
What's up, everybody? Welcome to another episode of the Q&E Podcast. Today, we are reviewing Snowfall Season 4. Franklin Saint is back, and he better than ever. He got a few bullet holes he's still surviving from, but you know he back. Got the pimp cane with him and everything.
Been a long time coming, man. Damn, Edgar just told me today this last time it aired was in 2019. I knew it felt like a long time, but damn, that's damn near 2 years ago. And I didn't even watch season 3 since that time, because I think it came out in like June or something like that, June of 2019. So when I came into season 4, I was like, damn, I wonder if I'm gonna remember everything. But season 4 really picked up right where we left off. So I like the way it started off, bro. So what were your expectations, bro, coming into this season 4?
My expectations were the way it ended on season 3 with how the Bloods and Crips were going at it. I was expecting a lot of gang violence now coming into the late 80s of the crack epidemic. And I felt like we were really going to get in depth with the gang war and gang violence. So that was one thing I was expecting. And I was also expecting a lot of in the team type of disagreements and stuff. I was expecting a lot of chemistry to be broken up. So those are my two biggest expectations.
That was something that really caught my eye at the end. That was really the only thing I really took away. And that Franklin wanted to be bigger than big. That was it. Because I remember that last scene when he was talking to Teddy. And he was talking like, yeah, like I'm trying to be the real boss of this shit. Maybe even get up to your level, Teddy. Like, so that's the vibe he really gave me at the end of season 3. So it's Franklin, my nigga. Franklin is that nigga. So I knew what I was trying to get with that nigga. But what we seen in episode 1 and 2 is that Franklin got to get back in his rhythm now. You know what I'm saying? He's still trying to get his feet wet. He ain't the old Franklin. You know what I'm saying? He got to get his mind right still, because he was making a lot of slip ups in these first couple of episodes, bro. You could dive into it.
Yeah. So like you just said, his plan is to not really deal too much in the crack game anymore. He's trying to just move straight pure product, only straight pure cocaine. And he's trying to just deal with the highest clientele possible at this point. And the Bloods and Crips are at war. If you remember the end of season 3, Manboy and Skully, although they family, they're at war now. All that family, we blood shit. That don't
and we
matter
gotta stop calling that nigga Skully too. That nigga name is Stacy, my nigga. That nigga name is Stacy. We not calling that nigga no other name. That nigga is Stacy.
Snowfall, we're calling him Skully to not confuse our listeners. We are talking about Skully in this instance, but everybody do know him as Stacy from the Wood. So they at war right now. Teddy and Gustavo, their pipeline is being messed up. But we start the episode off with picking up basically from the end of season 3. And Franklin he's coming up with a plan of how to stop this gang violence. And I didn't really know the plan he was gonna try and have at first. And Louie and Jerome and all them, they were telling him like, hey, this is something that you low-key don't even need to be a part of. Like, if it's not concerning you, you don't need to be involved with it. But Franklin was seeing it as, hey, it's only a matter of time for they get in our territory. They already fucking up Oakland and Watts and all of that and everywhere around there. You know what I'm saying? Inglewood and all that. It's only a matter of time for they get over here to South Central and everything. So Franklin's mindset was, I got to stop this shit. And the only way I feel I can stop it is by getting into it. Did you feel that was smart of Franklin, or do you feel he could have picked a better way?
Honestly, I just believed in Franklin so much. So when he said his plan was like, yeah, I'm trying to, set these niggas up against each other and take them out, I trust him so much. So I was like, this nigga Franklin, it's all going to work out for my nigga Franklin. But I remember me and you were going back and forth about the plan. You was like, the plan was stupid as fuck. And I was just like, yeah, like it ain't the best plan, but it's my nigga Franklin, so we going to roll with it. But we see how that shit ended for my nigga. But I was rocking with it at the beginning, even though it was not really thought out well.
Yeah, it just sounded so cliche. Yeah, I'm gonna tell this person I'm on their side. I'm gonna tell this person I'm on their side, and it's just gonna work out. Like, I just knew that wasn't gonna work. I was like, we're at the beginning of the season.
But he thought there was some dumb niggas though. That's what he really was. Like, he really thought Stacy and them was some dumb niggas, bro. He could take advantage of them like that.
Now I ain't gonna lie, Stacy. Yeah, you could say. See, you got me calling him Stacy.
That's his
Skully.
name. That's his name.
Skully. Yes, I don't blame him for thinking that about Skully. But Manboy, I was telling you before we even started recording. Manboy is smart. Manboy not stupid. And I said that about Manboy ever since he got introduced into the show. That yeah, he may not be on Franklin level all the way, but Manboy ain't stupid. That man know what he supposed to know. Like,
they all got street smarts.
Yeah,
they all got the street smarts.
Yeah, you ain't finna trick him on no dumb shit. But you see, even we transition going into Leon now. Franklin trying to connect with Leon. If you don't know, Leon been in charge. Like they dive into it as soon as the episode 1 starts. Leon was in charge for Franklin while Franklin was down after being shot by Melody. And you kind of get the vibe that Leon kind of want his own shit now. You know, Franklin was trying to find him. He went over to his house in the projects, and Leon got the projects on lock. He in charge of that whole area and everything. But he telling Franklin, like, nah, like, I ain't trying to be your driver no more. Like, you can still do what you do, but I'm trying to do my own shit now. Like, I ain't trying to be up under you no more. And Franklin confused. Like, Franklin looking like, bro, I only been out for like, what, maybe a couple weeks or some shit? Like, and all of a sudden, like, you ain't trying to kick it with me no more? You ain't trying to, like, work for me or nothing? Like, what was your feeling on that?
It's funny because Leon, he really think he's better than what his pay grade is. That's the thing with Leon. But he's too emotional to be the leader of anything, bro. He think he got the projects on lock, and he really ain't doing nothing in the projects because the projects is really just a cycle, bro. It ain't too much work that got to be done. You can be the supervisor of that shit real easy. We seen that shit in The Wire. To be a supervisor of the projects is easy, bro. But being out in these real streets, bro, trying to get your product, trying to get that shit in line, the distribution is way too difficult than that project shit, bro. And he's way too emotional, bro. When you get that nigga mad, he gonna try to fire off on you, bro. He's not a good businessman. So it's like Franklin is that good face. He's the one he has a smooth mouth. He's a smooth talker. So you gotta have that guy be your front piece, and you be the muscle. And you still getting paid. So I'm like, what is your problem here? Like, why can't you let Franklin lead while you be that side dude?
But I told you, Wanda got in his head in season 3. It was season 3 when it was either the end of season 2 or beginning of season 3 when Franklin gave Kev and Kev and Leon their houses. And then you see how Wanda, she getting messed up with the crack and everything. Now Leon trying to help her by locking her in the house and trying to get her to shake that feeling off. But she was telling him, all you gonna be is Franklin, bitch. You ain't never gonna be nothing more than that. That's all you gonna be. You just gonna be number 2, and you just gonna be his yes man. And I feel like ever since she said that to Leon, that's all Leon been thinking about leading all the way up to this point.
But that's proof that he's emotional. Just because she said something don't mean it got to knock you off your game and knock you off of what you're supposed to be doing. What you're doing is you're great in your role. Everybody can't get outside of their role and be great in that role. If we see Leon as a leader, bro, as we seen in episode 2, you're not going to do well in that department, bro. It's not you. But you're the muscle. You're that guy. You can't let the emotion of her talking shit make you do some irrational shit. And I feel like that's what happened with that situation back at the apartment scene. Or the house scene.
Totally agree. Yeah, I totally agree. I feel like Leon and I tweeted that. Like, Leon way too emotional, bro. Like, he doesn't think, like, with anything. Like, as soon as you get him mad, boom, he finna do something. As soon as he feel disrespected, boom, it's game time. Like,
and who was the person to calm him down all the time? Who was the person to calm him down? Franklin. So you expect to be exactly. So now you trying to rock without this nigga? Oh, bro. I don't see Leon making it to the end of the season, bro. Without Franklin in these streets, I don't see Leon making it to at the end of the season, bro. I can't see it.
And a scene came up later in the episode of we see Aunt Louie. She got her own club now. That was always her dream.
Damn, what?
Jerome got his shop now, and now Aunt Louie got her club. And we see in the club her grand opening. Who comes? Gustavo and Teddy come. They get introduced in the season 4 by coming into the party, and Leon makes his entrance. And it's been bad blood between Gustavo and Teddy and Leon because Leon felt disrespected. They felt like they low key the reason Kev. What happened to Kev is what happened to him. Even though,
but when did that happen?
At the end of the day,
that shit feel like it happened a minute ago.
That's what I said. That was like early in season 3, like around the beginning of season 3. So it was a while ago.
Yeah, I understand why Leon's still mad about that, but that shit just feels like so long ago. Like, I understand that's your boy, but that's a part of the game at the point. You know what I mean?
Exactly. And another reason why he just shouldn't be in charge, like he don't understand, like when you in this business, everybody becomes expendable at certain points of time. Everybody become expendable, but they run into each other at Louie's club, and they have to go to the back because once again, Leon on go, he ready to pop off rip in the middle of the club, and Franklin like, "Lo, let's go to the back." And then that's when we get to the point where Leon and Franklin's beef is way past talking at this point. It's like, no, like, how are we going to settle this for real? Because Leon pointing the gun at Gustavo, Franklin gets in front of Gustavo, and Leon still pointing the gun at Franklin. Like, this ain't just business. Like, this some personal ass shit. And Franklin trying to tell him, bro, this is why you can't be in charge. You a hothead. You trying to do too much for every situation, and it don't take that. But
when their relationship really got fractured to me is that scene that goes so viral all the time where he was talking to him like he was a bitch when they was driving. And I think that's when he had that little altercation with Manboy. Leon and Manboy had a little altercation, and
because he was taking Manboy servant spots. He was taking his spots.
Exactly. And then when that nigga Franklin had got on his head, it was just like you could see like some friction there. Even though he took it and he kept driving, it was just like you can see like, damn, bro, like we ain't friends or partners no more. Like you're really talking to me like I'm your bitch now. And I can see why he feels like that. Even though he still should feel good in that role, I can still feel like he doesn't want to be a part of Franklin, like his side bitch no more. I can feel that. How he's getting talked to, how he's being spoken to. It's just like I can feel it emotionally.
I could understand it, but at least Franklin knows to not do that in front of Manboy. Because Franklin knows if he would have talked to Leon like that in front of Manboy would have never respected Leon at that point at all. Mm-hmm. That's why in front of Manboy, Franklin was like, "No, like y'all ain't finna do nothing to Leon. Y'all finna leave him alone. Like just let it be. I'll handle it, but just know y'all ain't finna touch this man. This family to me. He more than just a business partner." But like you said, then when they got in that car and they drove off, then he put him in check because Franklin, no, I can't do that to you in front of them because that's gonna mess everything up, and they ain't never gonna respect us because they know I don't respect you like that, and that's not what it is.
Exactly. But you can still, even though nobody was around, you can still feel like, damn, like you don't respect me like I'm your best friend no more. Like he really started to feel like it's a business, and he don't like that type of feeling. You can tell he don't like that feeling of being spoken to like that. Like we're best friends, we grew up together. Now you talking to me like I'm a bitch. Just like nigga, you gonna feel away. You know what I'm saying when that happens. Even though he should still feel good in his role, once again, you gonna feel away if your best friend is talking to you like you a bitch. You know what I'm saying? You gonna feel away. But I think that's when it started to crack. Yeah, you can go ahead.
And then that's when we get to, I think the next scene was Melody. And you see Melody after shooting Franklin. Oh my God, I hate Melody so much. Oh my God. But we see Melody is now saying.
We got to cool on that. I don't hate Melody though. I don't hate Melody because I understand it. I understand her at the end of the day. So I still fuck with Mel, even though she want to get back at Franklin and she shot Franklin. I still fuck with Mel at the end of the day.
I don't know. Maybe I don't know. I don't know how to feel about Mel. I don't know because
you shot my pops, bro. You think I'm supposed to be cool with that?
Your daddy in business he ain't supposed to be in. He supposed to work his 9 to 5 and go home.
Fuck Andre, bro. Fuck Andre to the death, my nigga.
Your daddy Andre was cool and not like he was put in situations where you see your coworkers ain't really your friends, and he still kept trying to like be on their side and just like go against what Franklin was doing. No, you need to work your 9 to 5 and mind your business. He was putting himself in business he had no business being in, and you suffered the consequences of it. Mel don't fully understand that. So like you said, I understand in that sense. All I know is you shot my daddy, and my daddy a police officer, and y'all don't like police. So I think you just shot him because you don't like him. Like, so I understand where Mel coming from, but anyway, she's staying with her auntie now.
But I also sympathize with Mel on the fact of, even though it was her fault, she did the crack on her own. Wasn't nobody forcing it on her.
Exactly. Nobody forced it on her.
You got to have the sympathy for it, though, of what she was going through in that moment. Like, man, she going through crack as well while she sees her father getting killed. So I have the sympathy for that, too, of her going through it. Even though you can't blame nobody but her for doing it, it was still like the addiction, everything she going through. She was like on her last. And then she sees that with her pops. It's like, man, she bottomed out. She really bottomed out for a minute there. So it's like,
it's hard for me to feel sorry for her. You chose crack over.
You didn't feel sorry for Mel in season 3?
Not really. Like you said, you chose to do it. Nobody you told the boy that you was with, you told him that you wanted to do it. Like he ain't try to like persuade you or no shit. Like you was like, okay, cool, let's do it. Like, come on,
you
bro.
You could
like,
see where she was going, bro. She was about to go to spell, but she was about to do her thing, and then damn,
you messed that up for you. You messed that up for yourself. Like I can't blame. Because
I remember that scene too. I remember that scene too when she took the car. I'm like, man, what the fuck is you doing? You about to leave in a couple of days and you taking crack? Like what is you
in less than 24 hours? Like she was supposed to leave the next day. Like and you just never came. Well, she came back home to steal the car, but like you never came back home to go live your future. Like come on, bro. But anyway, she's staying at Andre's sister house. She's staying at her auntie house. She's quote unquote found Jesus now. So she's one of them people that just found Jesus and want to throw Jesus in everybody's face and everybody's conversation. I don't think she really found Jesus. I think she's just coping with the fact that she ain't got no crack right now and her daddy did. So she's just taking anything to make her feel good at this point.
Yeah.
So what did you feel about that? You feel Mel gonna play a big part in this season, or you feel like she gonna get dealt with? I feel like Mel gonna get dealt with. I don't want Mel to make it past this season.
Yo, I don't know what you tripping, bro. I love Franklin, but bro, I don't want Mel to die. But I feel like Mel could die if she run her mouth to this reporter who was also in that scene when she found Jesus. The reporter who was like somebody who reported on Andre's death and she was investigating that. She knows it was some foul play involved. She doesn't believe that Andre's death was really a suicide. So the reporter was asking Mel questions and Mel didn't talk in that scene, but I think Mel will talk by the end of this season. And this reporter will really find out some deep, dark shit by the end of this season. And Mel will get her ass knocked off for speaking. You already know what they do to snitches. I don't think you're going to make it just on that fact. I don't want it to happen, but I can see it happening.
Hey, yeah, that's an important character that you just brought up. Her name's reporter Irene Abe. She's a local LA reporter. And like you said, she's just trying to get more information on the neighborhood that she's currently living in, which is South Central Los Angeles. And she reported on Andre's death, and she doesn't feel it was a suicide. Mel knows that it wasn't a suicide. So she's just trying to get answers, and she's trying to get more answers on Franklin Saint, like since Dre was next door neighbors to him and everything. So yeah,
I also think she won't tell until she sees Franklin. So whenever the next time she sees Franklin, she's gonna feel that same way she felt back when she shot him in the first place. She's gonna get that anger back in her. She's not gonna do anything to him physically, but she gonna run her mouth once she see Franklin. Like, damn, like you really killed my daddy, dog. Like that's some deep dark shit. You know what I'm saying? And that's when she will run her mouth. I don't think she will talk until she sees Franklin though, because that will be her trigger.
I do believe the same. Like I thought she was, I don't know why, but I just predicted she was gonna get dealt with by the end of the season. Within the first two episodes, I felt Mel was gonna get dealt with, even though I know it wasn't gonna happen. There's too many people that rock with Mel. I was like, they're gonna let her live all the way at least to episode 6 or 7 or something like that. But yeah, I do feel like she's going to say something to this reporter named Irene. Like, I feel like she's going to give some type of information. Franklin's going to find out. Franklin, remember what Teddy said to Franklin in season 3 about have you ever been in love with anybody or anything? And Franklin was like, nah, not really. Like, I got people I care about. But I feel Franklin is going to truly understand what Teddy was talking about this season, because Teddy's situation with his ex-wife, he's still in a situation where I hate her to death, but I love her. Like, I will always love her and I'll always be in love with her, even though I want nothing to do with that lady no more. I feel like that's the situation Franklin's going to be in with Mel. It's like he may not be able to stand her. He may not want shit to do with her, but she going to have his heart forever at the end of the day. I think that's the type of relationship they're going to have.
That's that first love, my nigga. You can't get rid of that first love. Even though she shot me in the back. She can't get rid of that shit.
Shot me in the front and the back. Like,
that's facts. But we see this nigga Franklin got a new thing now. So that nigga might be trying to move off Mel a little bit. This new thing.
I don't know. I think Mel just always going to be around. Because Franklin, I thought Franklin was going to get in a relationship like 2 or 3 times leading up to now. Like with them, with that one girl over in Panama City and like that that one other light-skinned girl he was with. I'm thinking, new relationship? Nah. One night stands. Like,
yeah, my nigga smart up here, man. Can't get caught up. You can't get caught up, man.
But now we go into Gustavo and Teddy. We see that Gustavo and Teddy are moving through Tijuana now, and that's the new way that they're shipping the cocaine and the drugs through to send drugs through for the war and getting cocaine into the U.S. Gustavo has built an underground tunnel so that way their transactions could be way more discreet and way less government and police involved. But for some of the things that they have to do above ground, they noticed that this new police chief in Tijuana has changed the game completely on them. I don't know what happened to the old police chief, but he done took his job. I can't remember the new police chief name, but I assumed he probably killed him.
They knocked that nigga off, bro. I'm telling you, they did. He's involved. He just can't be a regular cop. Like he has to be involved with some dirty shit.
He up on game too much. Like he know way too much already about what's going on.
He's dirty, bro. That's why I said I think they knocked him off, and they telling him like, yeah, he left. I think the one before him name was Chief Collar. And then I don't forgot what his name is, the chief that is there now. I forgot what his name is, but the new chief, like he up on game too much. You know what I'm saying? He making demands as soon as they walk in. It's just like this nigga know prices and shit. I'm like, nah, this nigga, nah, he dirty as fuck.
Yeah. So I think they seized Gustavo and Teddy's truck that was full of cocaine, and then that's when they got to the police station and they had a confrontation with him, and he was telling them, I want how much he gave like a percentage at first. He gave the price off rip. Yeah, he said 100,000. That's when Teddy and them tried to work him down to 50, and he was just like, no, like if you want to move through this border, if you want to move through this way of getting your coke in, like this how much I need. And I don't know how that's gonna work, bro. Like, do you feel like they're gonna have to kill this man, or that's gonna be an unfriendly business relationship?
Will they kill this man? No, because and I'm gonna just reference episode 2. Like we already seen how this nigga means business, bro. This nigga ain't no regular nigga you can just knock off real easy. He has dirty ties, bro. So I don't think there's anybody you can knock off. So will he die? I think they will have a mutual understanding. Even though Gustavo is going to want to kill this nigga after what happened in episode 2, because he gonna feel away. He definitely gonna feel away after you kill my people, but Teddy gonna have to talk him down and say, hey, this is business. That was what collateral damage your people was, and we just gonna have to keep everything moving as scheduled. But I don't think they will kill him though, not by the end of the season.
Because a big reason why they can't give this man like 100 grand every time like they get their profit in is because they're still going through Lucia's mother's route and they're using her trucks. And I feel like I got a prediction. I think Lucia is coming back this season. She has to, because she just left out of nowhere. And I don't think you could just leave and you were the person that was supposed to be the next in charge after your father died. So since Gustavo and Teddy contacted her mother and they're using her routes and they still got to pay her, I don't know how they finna just break this man off 100,000 and then still give her all of her money and then use the money for themselves that they need. Like I feel like he got to die.
But what will Lucia do? What will Lucia do? How will she impact their relationship?
I have no idea. I just feel like
if she's not going to impact the relationship, it's like, why bring her back? Even though she wanted to get away from that type of lifestyle, if I remember correctly. She wanted to get away from that lifestyle, and that's why she ran away, and nobody has heard from her again.
But I feel like she really loves Gustavo, bro. I feel like she gonna come back against her own free will of coming back. She's going to come back.
Or is Gustavo going to call her? Or is she going to get news of this? She might get news of this. And that's why she comes back.
I think she'll like get news of it. I don't think Gustavo gonna call her, because I think Gustavo done tried to like find her some type of way, and he just ain't been able to find her. She's just been gone. So I think she's gonna come back in some type of way. But I'm real interested to see how that's gonna work out, because you were telling me you're not really interested in all the Mexico shit that's going on. You want more Franklin and Teddy.
That's the thing about those two characters. I love Franklin and I fuck with Teddy heavy, because Freddie is all about the business. He knows what he can do and what he can't do. The thing about Gustavo, yes, we have to go through Mexico to get the product or whatever, but it's just like, I'm so tired of that storyline. It's just like, okay, other than that tie-in of the product, what else do we need him for? What else do we need Gustavo for? Is he just a muscle, really? You feel me? Because Teddy, he got ties to the government. So Teddy is always going to be an integral part of this plan. And we already know Franklin. It's just like with a Gustavo, it's like, I'm cool on the Gustavo storyline.
But I feel like you need Gustavo, bro. Like,
I mean, now since they killed his people, but before then, it's just like, what was Gustavo needed for?
Gustavo was that extra man that could be across the border and do what needed to be done over there while Teddy was in America.
I guess because he was trusted. He was trusted. He was a trusted dude for Teddy. Yeah,
he was.
I guess.
Plus, he was in charge of making sure the border patrol in Mexico was good, while Teddy made sure the border control in America was good. So you need him for that. I feel like you need him from a Hispanic tie, just because if it wasn't for Gustavo, they wouldn't have been able to get Lucia's mother's routes at all. So it's like Gustavo is playing a big key part in all of this. Like, he's the muscle for the most part, just because he do a lot of the fighting and the action and the intimidating that Teddy can't do. But I feel Gustavo is such a big part on the Hispanic side that you have to incorporate all that into what's going on. So I don't know. I just feel like he's really
the thing about Gustavo, I haven't liked that Gustavo storyline honestly since season 1. Honestly, I really haven't liked that storyline. Even though it's all coming together now, I was always mad on that storyline, and now you're putting him even deeper into the storyline now because his people are killed. So I'm like, if you give me more Teddy and his family and his kids, give me more Franklin. Do I want more Gustavo? No. So if you had to ask me if I want more Gustavo, I was like, nah.
Because I understand what you're saying, though. You can't dive into Teddy too much more at all now, because he done cut his ex-wife off completely. He only gonna talk to her when it involves his son. So that backstory and that timeline is it's out the window. You just got Teddy by himself at this point.
Teddy
his
is
brother
the one making
Matt,
these connections.
I was about to say his brother Matt damn near finna go to rehab because they coked that man out. Yeah, they coked him out. I was so sad to see that, bro, because I rock with Matt so heavy, bro. I was. Matt was
an annoying little nigga. I don't really know if I fucked with Matt. Matt was.
I rock with Matt. Matt was cool. Matt was the one that put Teddy on and let Teddy know, look, you can't try and out talk and outsmart everybody that you're dealing with. Like, you got to compromise to some degree. Teddy was always in the mindset, no, I work for the government. You're not going to compromise. It's going to go my way. And Matt had to let him know, because it was that situation where they flew over to get the coke in one episode of season 3, I think.
Yeah, that's when they had Matt flew.
Yeah, they had them at gunpoint, and Teddy was still like talking shit to them, blah, blah, blah. Like, you need us, blah, blah. And Matt looking like, bro, you need to compromise. Like, you don't know how to talk. Like, let me be the person that talk. Because if you keep talking, you finna get us killed. So I love Matt, because Matt made Teddy think, okay, sometimes I got to dial it back, and I can't just throw my government privilege in everybody's face, because sometimes that's not going to work. They still going to kill me if I don't know how to talk my way out of shit.
Man, that nigga, the thing about Freddie gonna do what needs to get done. That's the thing about Freddie. He done caught some bodies and all that shit too. I'm like, I fuck with Freddie. I'm not Freddie, Teddy. So I fuck with that nigga Teddy heavy, bro. Yes, sir. But go ahead.
And we also see Franklin's parents in this episode. We see that they're still living at home. Franklin knows that tension is rising ever since he killed Andre, and he wants his parents to move out. And I think he either wanted them to like stay at Rob's for a little minute, or he just wanted them to.
Oh yeah, that was episode 2. That was episode 2 after the shit went down.
That was in the episode 2. Okay,
that was
so
when shit went down.
That was so before I'll let you dive into that, but turning into the end of episode 1, we get finally into Franklin's plan, and he tells everybody what's about to happen. He tells them, "Hey, look, this is what's going to go down. I'm finna go over to Skully's, and I'm finna let them know, look, I'm on your side. I want all this war shit to stop. So I'm finna give you the ammunition that you need." He gave this man Skully ARs. He gave him Uzis. He gave him everything. He gave him every kind of gun that the government could provide. And then he went to Manboy. Manboy already got firepower. He just low-key needed the okay from Franklin to do that shit, basically. So he gave Manboy the okay that I'm on your side. He gave Skully the okay. And then that's low-key how the episode ended for episode 1. And I just thought it was stupid as hell. I didn't think the plan was going to work.
I wonder if those two will end up working together to set up Franklin?
No.
To set up Franklin? Because they have one common enemy at this point.
But Franklin...
Will they put their pride to the side and their gang affiliation to the side? Franklin
ain't that big of a threat that two gangs will have to come together to take Franklin out. Franklin ain't at that level. Like, Manboy and all the Crips alone, or Skully and all the Bloods alone could get that.
But I'm saying, like, they have to communicate and say, why are we going at each other when it's really this guy? I mean, they have to at least communicate to say this is the common enemy. This is the guy who's trying to set both of us up. They at least have to communicate. It don't mean they have to kill them together, but I'm saying y'all have to communicate and say we're not enemies here. Y'all got y'all play space, we got our space. This guy is the one who's trying to fuck us up. So I feel like they could communicate and say, let's try to get him. Let's try to knock him off right now, since he's the common enemy.
I don't see that happening because they already killed like people on each other's side. Like you done killed innocent people on my side and all that. They ain't have.
But that's what I'm saying. Go.
There ain't gonna be no truce. That's not gonna be a truce move. If you're trying to say that's kind of gonna be that's not gonna be a truce move. Nah.
Truce move to get. I'm talking about just to communicate and say, hey, this is the guy who wants us. I'm just talking about Skully and Manboy talking. If Skully and Manboy
see that happen.
Hey, I can see that. If Skully and Manboy say, hey, this is the guy right here that we need to get. He the one who trying to fuck everybody up.
It sounds like a good prediction. I just don't see it happening.
Yeah, I like that.
But you can go ahead and go into episode 2.
Episode 2. Shit, that's when we opened up with the ambush. So I think Franklin ended up rolling up with Manboy. They was already set up in like some type of a warehouse or whatever. And then they had Skully come in and they were trying to ambush Skully. So he really picked a side, though. He really picked the side that he was on rocking with Manboy. Do you think that?
Yeah, I do, because he didn't really know Skully like that. So I mean, yeah, that was his business partner, but he knew Manboy inside or not for the most part. So I feel like push come to shove, if Franklin had to choose a side, he choosing Manboy.
I was just about to say, who would you rather go with, though? I think I would rather go with the Skully than a Manboy.
But honestly, in that situation, I feel like he's on Manboy's side because he was able to get Manboy's people set up in a position for what was about to go down, as opposed to Skully. Skully don't really trust you at all, other than what you just telling them and bringing them. So Skully ain't finna to trust you with all his people like setting up in a location. It would be easier to get Manboy people to do that, which it was, as opposed to Skully people. So I feel like that's why he was more so on Manboy's side, because they already had ties.
That's true. But yeah, they Skully comes into the warehouse and they try to just set up. I don't even know what they was trying to talk about. They were trying to talk about ambushing Manboy. But like I said, Manboy's people was already set up. But one of Manboy's people ended up fucking up the whole plan. He came out shooting before anybody was ready. So that's how everybody ended up getting shot. That nigga Franklin had to hit the ground and try to move out. Who ended up getting shot for who was with Franklin, bro? Somebody ended up getting shot.
Somebody did end up getting shot. I forgot.
Was
who
it Jerome
was.
got shot?
Was it? Ooh.
Was it Jerome?
It might have been Jerome. Was it his shoulder? Jerome in his shoulder or something
I think it was Jerome in his shoulder.
Somebody did get shot. I can't fully remember, but somebody did get shot.
But hey, always remember about this scene. You gotta trust the vibes, my nigga. You gotta trust the vibes, my nigga. You always gotta trust the vibes.
I think it was heroin. Somebody asked on Twitter. They was like, "What did Skully put in his ear?" I think it was heroin. I don't know. That man put them drops in his ear. I'm like, what? I was like, what are you doing?
Yeah, I don't know what the fuck that was, bro.
That was the funniest part of the whole season to me so far.
Yeah, I don't know what the fuck was going on, but we get the aftermath of that. Like Edgar said, I think Jerome was the one who got shot in his shoulder, but that was the only main person who got shot. Skully ended up getting shot by Manboy, but he wasn't dead. But like throughout the episode, that was really the theme. Like, did Skully get shot or did he not get shot? Is Skully dead or is he not dead? That was what was really the theme. He was asking Manboy. He was asking a lot of people if he was dead. But he ended up crashing at one of his ex-girlfriend's house. I forgot her name. It started with a T. Tanase or some shit like that. Mm-hmm. And he ends up crashing with her. He talked to her episode 1. She was like, I'm surprised you still in the game and shit. Like, you look like one of them clean dudes. You go to school and shit, but now you in the game. Yeah. And what did he say after that? He was like, everybody had to make their choices. He said something.
Oh, he said, I ain't want to do it their way.
I ain't want to do it their way. That's why I was like, yeah, that's my nigga Franklin right there. He don't give a fuck about all that, bro. He gonna get his money like that. He gonna get his money. Oh yeah, so her name is Tanase. Yeah, but honestly, bro, do you completely trust her? Because she give me weird vibes. Like, I don't feel like Franklin should be completely trusting her, staying at her crib and shit. I feel like she can high-key be working with one of them Skully or Manboy groups and trying to set Franklin up.
Nah, she don't give me that vibe right now.
But she could be intertwined with them. Could she be intertwined with them already? Like, could she be related to one of them? And then she's the one that gives them the drop on Franklin? It's always a bitch who fucks up the plan. It's always a bitch that drops out the plan.
I don't get that vibe from her yet.
Because she said something during the episode. She was like, did he say I can pay you or some shit like that? He was like, you can get me on the back end. There was some weird shit she had said.
You talking about after he stayed the night?
After he stayed the night, he woke up. It was the next morning, and she was like, he was like, damn, bro, what did he say? I'm blanking on what he said.
But I don't remember. I thought they just had a regular conversation. I ain't look too deep into that conversation.
Bro, with all these shows, I look deep into the conversation now. It was some slick shit she had said that caught my ear, though. I'm blanking on what the fuck she said, but it was some slick shit that caught my ear. All right. But also, that's the part when we get he goes over to his mom and his pops and say, y'all should try to get out of here. So like some people that's gonna be at my head now. And they was like, we ain't gonna know it, nigga. Like, we good right here. You feel what I'm saying? But do you think that's smart of them to stay right there?
No. I would have left immediately.
I'm warning y'all, and y'all gonna be easy targets too. And y'all just
but I understand his daddy having that mindset because his daddy was a Panther. So you had white people, you had the government, you had the FBI at your head 24/7. So it ain't never matter where you went. So in your head, you like, man, I'm used to this type of shit. I'm gonna stay right here. This is my house, and I'm gonna make sure I protect my woman. That's probably the way his daddy was thinking. And his mama probably just ain't want to go because his mama too prideful. That's
what it is. But that pride can get your ass killed. She playing around, and that's why I don't think Sissy gonna make it to the end of the season, bro. I really don't think she gonna make it. And
if they pop Sissy, Franklin,
bro, because bro, you have to think, bro. I do not think they will kill Franklin because Franklin is the connect to the government who was giving them the cocaine. So if you kill Franklin, that's not a smart business decision because where are you gonna get the coke from? It's gonna be the same problems that Leon is having. Like he can't find nobody who he can trust at least. So I don't feel like
Teddy ain't gonna trust nobody else like how he trusts Franklin.
Exactly.
And nobody is as smart as Franklin. Nobody is smart as Franklin. Nobody move like Franklin or nothing.
Exactly. So you can't kill Franklin. That's why I don't think Franklin will die. But you could kill his people to send a message like, hey, nigga, we ain't here to play. But the question could be asked, will Franklin fuck with them niggas and will he want to work with them after that?
Wait, who? Depending on who killed them. That's what I'm saying. If they die, depending on who killed them.
Because like I said, I don't think Franklin will be the one killed. I think they're going to attack or go at his parents. Maybe Sissy to send a message.
I'm saying, like, who are you saying go after them? Like the Bloods?
Oh, it don't make no. Oh yeah, it don't make no difference. But if one of them go at him and kill his parents, do you think they will still be Franklin will still be willing to work with them after that type of loss? Because I think that's something that is going to happen by the end of the season. I think one of his parents will get killed.
So.
You don't think so?
I don't think so. I don't think he'll necessarily pick another side, but he's not gonna fuck with anybody who kills mama. Like you can't fuck with anybody who kills your mama, bro. That shit dead. Like, dude,
that shit is crazy.
You kill my mama. Like my daddy, we always had a rough relationship, but my mama, like I'm just now letting my daddy back in my life.
Oh, so you cool if they kill the pops though?
I ain't cool with it, but I understand that Franklin don't hold that so heavy on his heart. But if you kill Sissy, Franklin finna burn LA down. You kill Sissy, I swear to God. Franklin don't
that's
play.
An interesting take, bro. So you wouldn't feel as bad if your dad was killed. If you were Franklin. They might go after his pops because his pops running like some type of shelter or something like that.
Yeah.
So he's more accessible, I feel like, than a Sissy would be too.
He has a shelter for crack addicts or people who are trying to get off the streets who got kids and stuff like that.
Yeah, so I think he's more accessible than Sissy is. Sissy really be in the house. She really don't go nowhere. To my knowledge, to what I remember, she doesn't really go anywhere.
She do that real estate stuff and then she go straight home.
Exactly, but I think his pops is more accessible anyway, so he could be an easier target. And you probably wouldn't know who really got your pops because it's could be a couple of people after your pop's head. So I don't know. That's just something I predict though. Moving on to the next scene. That's when we get this is like the aftermath of the killing once again. And we see Skully and he's trying to take the bullet out of his arm. And he's like, yeah, nigga, I'm ready for payback. Like, I know who shot me and shit. Like, I know who to go at. So then we get the sense of he's finna go at Franklin. So what predictions do you have moving forward in this season with Skully and Franklin? How do you think that relationship will pan out?
Skully finna be at that man's head until Skully die. I feel like Skully will die in this season. But until he died, he gonna be at Franklin head 24/7. Franklin is not safe anywhere. And where's Skully at? Inglewood
I think
or
so.
Oakland?
He at
Well,
Inglewood.
wherever Skully is, Franklin ain't safe anywhere over there. So,
But I'm confused because how is he going to get his product if you're trying to beef with him?
I don't know, bro.
Are you going to take the L? Are you going to take the L on the product to get this man?
You would have to.
You have to.
Yeah, on a respect level, you would have to at that point. You tried to set me, you tried to kill me, and I'm thinking we business partners. Like, no, I'm not just gonna continue to be your partner after that. Like, no. Like, I will find another plug. I'll go to the Chicos if I got to. Like,
the Chicos hard to trust, but hey, Franklin.
I swear I'll go to them Chicos before I go back to somebody who just tried to kill me. Like, no. After you give me weapons, you try to kill me? Like, no.
And Skully is really a different breed, bro. This nigga is pouring real deal alcohol in his damn wounds and shit. I'm like, bro, this nigga different. And he finna, like, I agree with you. He finna come for that nigga Franklin head, bro. Strong. I don't know. How do you feel like it will go down with Manboy? Do you feel like Manboy is, I feel like they're going to be on a talking level. They're still cool and respected. But do you think Manboy can do something behind closed doors, like on some slick shit? Manboy
is definitely a more slick type of person.
But do you predict that though to happen between Franklin and a Manboy?
Yeah, because you see, you'll probably talk about this scene next, but you'll see Franklin is bugged out. Like you said, he's trying to figure out, is Skully dead? Like, did he get shot at least? Like, what happened to Skully? And then you see him meet up with Manboy later in the episode, and Manboy talking to him real cool, like in front of Louie, in front of Jerome, and all of them. And he like, yeah, I shot him. Yeah, I got him. I don't know if he dead or not, but I definitely shot dude and everything. And Manboy just talking to him. He's smiling. He's smirking. Like, he just look like, yeah, nigga, I know what you did. You can try it. You ain't got to say it. I know what you did. And I'm just like, man, Manboy finna be on some slick shit. Man, Skully is the type of person, I feel like Skully gonna come at you head on.
He's always trying to send a message, bro. Because you remember in episode 1, he had put that one dude up as a scarecrow. I was like, this nigga different.
He put him up as Jesus because remember in the church, remember in the he said something about the way Jesus was hung up on the cross, and then that's why they hung up one of Manboy's dudes like Jesus on the cross, and then he said he trying to do that to all of them. I was like, this man Skully different.
Yeah, and it's funny because this is what happens next. My man Franklin down bad. He don't know what's going on, so he ends up turning to Officer Nix, who is Andre's old partner, who he had the business interactions with before. They were paying Officer Nix to really keep it on the low about what was going down in the hood. So he goes to Officer Nix for help and says, can you arrest some of these gang members in Inglewood so they can really be off my back? And Officer Nix said, yeah, I'll check it out. You know what I'm saying? Obviously, Officer Nix going to have a price, but he said, yeah, I'll do it. So we move on to that. And then Officer Nix ends up going to the hood and he ends up checking it out. And he sees everybody out with guns. So now
they got a fortress. They got a fortress over there.
Bruh. So Officer Nix thinking Franklin trying to set him up at this point. He's like, damn. And Franklin trying to take me out because he doing this work all undercover. He ain't on the clock at this point. So he like, damn, is Franklin trying to take me out? And that's when we see Officer Nix pop up at Franklin Daddy shelter or whatever and say, hey, tell your son I can't really do what he said. I can't really do what he want me to do. And
if your son trying to set me up, if your son trying to set me up, this is my warning that I'm not the person to play with, blah, 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 and all that. And I'm like, this shit crazy, boy.
How big of a threat do you think somebody like an Officer Nix will play?
I don't think he that big of a threat.
Me neither.
Like,
me neither.
What kind of shit do you have on me? Like, because all it is gonna be, it's just gonna be your word. You ain't got no evidence. You ain't got no photos. You ain't got. If he took any of the evidence that Andre took, then I'd be like, okay, you got some shit on me. But he never took anything that Andre took from Franklin's house. So he don't got none of that evidence. Franklin got all of that evidence back. So Officer Nix really it's just whatever I say to them. That's my evidence.
This will end in an Andre Part 2 situation. Nigga will end up on laying out on some street, bro. You can't try Franklin. Nah. Then this is when we get to the Leon part. Leon trying to be his own leader at this point. And he got one of his boys that supposedly had a connect with somebody who could get him some product.
it's that young boy that's been trying to join Franklin group this whole time. Like they kept asking he kept asking Franklin over and over, like, bro, I'm trying to be down, I'm trying to sell for you, blah, blah, blah. And he a kid, he a jit. So they like, no, bro, like you too young, like just go play or whatever. Like you don't need to be doing this shit. You ain't even built like that for real. But Leon finally took him under his wing, let him be one of the people in his trap house and all that. So he tried to be the connect for somebody, and it was terribly wrong.
What he said, his cousin, that was his cousin or something that he was going to link up with or something like that. So so he had ended up tried to link up with somebody in some type of alley. So obviously it looked like a suspicious situation going on.
It was in like that Mexican part of LA.
So they don't know what's going on. So they tell the young boy, get out and see what's up. The young boy scared as hell. He like, I ain't gonna go out there, you know what I'm saying? So he started walking and they flashed the lights to let him know somebody was out there. So as soon as they get out the car, that's when all the Mexicans had end up walking out, and them niggas had end up having a jet.
Strapped. Boy, them Chicos came out strapped. I'm like, boy, if you don't get in the car,
yeah, them niggas was strapped. But it was like, more. Oh, go ahead. What you said?
I'm like, bro, this supposed to be your cousin. Like, how are you scared to get out of the car and you put us on? Like, this is your connect. You supposed to be putting us on with your cousin. This your chance to prove that you really deserve to be like tied in with this shit, and you just ruined it. You ruined your only chance.
But I feel like that's more on Leon, because Leon is supposed to be the head of this organization. Like, you can't be letting a young boy make decisions for you. So that's another indictment on Leon and why he shouldn't lead in the first place. He doesn't think things through. He's not somebody who thinks thoroughly like a Franklin. So it's like, you're emotional and you don't think things through. This nigga Leon is not making it to the end, bro. It's like, bro, it's too many things going against you for you to make it to the end. And that hurts me because I love Leon, but you're moving stupid right now. You're moving real stupid, real sloppy, I would say. All right. Where we at with it? Where we at, Nitty? All right, he threatened them, blah, 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 blah. Then that's when also Irene, the reporter, was at the shelter as well when the officer Nix had threatened Alton, Franklin's dad. Also there, she had stopped the altercation, honestly, because it looked like they was about to throw hands or he was about to shoot him or some wild shit was about to happen. But then
he was about to beat him, and then all the people in the shelter was about to jump Officer Nix.
Yeah, facts. And then the reporter had said, hey, Officer Nix, she had knew him, I guess. And she's like, Officer Nix, like, hey, like, what are you doing here? You know what I'm saying? So obviously, I don't feel like he was supposed to be in that area anyway. So he had scattered after he seen the reporter, because the reporter probably got dirt on that nigga too. So yeah, this reporter.
Plus, as a reporter, like, she could write down everything that she's seeing, and if your name pop up that you in a certain neighborhood, racially profiling all that, yeah, that's your ass at the department.
And it's not in my notes, but the reporter also had another scene in this where she was talking to some young boy, some young student.
Oh yeah.
Who was giving her some information about Franklin, wasn't he? Yeah, she was like asking him like, where is he from? How did he become this and things like that? And what do you remember from that scene? Because I'm blanking on it right now.
He was basically just supposed to be an informant for her for everything that she wasn't able to figure out. Like certain people, he's supposed to have a close watch on. I can't remember each person, but I think it might have been Franklin's dad that he was keeping an eye on before she went to the show.
Because that's when she went there. Yep.
Yeah, because she was asking him like, when did he start the business? Who all goes there? Who all works there with him? Like, I want to know every single thing about what's going on at that shelter, and I want to know everything you can tell me about his family and anything about Franklin.
And she also finds out that Franklin has some offshore accounts. Them accounts in Panama, she done found out about that. So she like, why he got offshore accounts and why he got this business running through this bank and shit like that. So she's pointing out like some irregularities, I would say, or some things that aren't common, some uncommon things that are in his file about Franklin and how he's doing business right now. So she's just finding things. She's gonna keep collecting information this whole season. And then you got Mel probably gonna give her some information as well. So this bitch about to have a crazy story by the end of this shit. She about to have one crazy ass story. So she's gonna play a huge character. There are going to be 3 huge villains in this season. It's going to be Skully, it's going to be this reporter, and it's going to be this police chief. I think those will be the 3 biggest villains that we see throughout this entire season 3. And I don't know how they're gonna get out of. I don't know how they're going to finesse the reporter. It's going to be tough to finesse that reporter, bro. How do you see them getting out of that?
The reporter, they might have to off her. I ain't even
bro. Because I'm thinking, I'm like,
offer.
yeah, like she's so close to information. Wherever she goes, she's getting information about Franklin. She's close to Alton now, and now she almost got Mel under her wing. It's like, damn, this bitch can get a lot of shit on y'all, bro.
Cause just like the DEA agent, remember when Gustavo killed her? Like you had no choice but to kill her. It don't matter that Teddy put her on and now she working with y'all. Like, no, she too far into trying to take us down. That and you promised Teddy he was promising her way too much shit. He was like, I'll give you all the gangs, I'll give you all the drug dealers, I'll give you all of that. Like once, like after the war is over and you're done helping us, I'll let you bust all these people. Gustavo, like, nope, we finna just kill her because she looking forward to doing too much shit to us when all this is done. So,
and she was enjoying that lifestyle. So you know what movie I was reminded of with that is In Too Deep with LL Cool J and Omar Epps, when that nigga was like a part of the organization. So he really felt like he was a part of it, even though he was really like a cop or whatever. I really felt like her role in that season was that like she was really starting to feel like I'm making money. Like I truly didn't feel like she was going to snitch on these gangs. I obviously that was her purpose, but it felt like she was enjoying that lifestyle of what she was doing. Like she was getting money and all of that. All she had to do was report to her superior, give that nigga some bullshit, and then come back and make money. Like she had a good little system going on. Eventually it would have to blow up, but I feel like she was enjoying that lifestyle though. I felt like some In Too Deep shit. Really.
I feel like it's gonna happen to the reporter too. The reporter is just gonna get way too much information, and Franklin is somehow gonna find out that this reporter got all this information, and they're gonna have to offer. They're gonna have to.
I mean, but we see how that sometimes backfires though. You know what I'm saying? Because you kill somebody that's got this type of information on you, and it's like, damn, they were close to finding this out. Like, who killed her? And she was doing this research on this, and this. It's like then all the damn fingers gonna point at Franklin. Well, who offed her? So
because I feel like if you snooping around South Central LA, like anybody can pop your ass if you asking too many.
But I'm saying the note says she has been taking.
Oh,
that's what I'm saying. Like people could look at her notes and say, oh, she's been doing research on Franklin and his family. Oh, so Franklin could possibly be the person that offed her.
But nobody's telling her to do this. She's doing this on her own, like as an individual reporter. Not if the news company she's working for was telling her to do this, then okay. But she's kind of freelancing and doing this on her own, because when she went to see Franklin's dad, she didn't say nobody sent her. Like she was like, I'm building a story on blah blah blah, and I'm trying to figure this out. And then when she went to see Mel and she did that
all on her own,
Yeah, she's doing that on her own. Nobody's telling her to do it. So I feel like if they do kill her, it's not going to backtrack on getting to anybody above her. She's just going to be another reporter that was just lost.
That would be good, but she does have to go, though. I don't see any other way. And then at the end of episode 2, that's when we get to Gustavo comes home and sees like 3 of his family members like dead, like fucking. They was bled out. I think they got cut up in the picture I'm seeing. And also, I think his daughter was taken as well. Wasn't it his daughter he was screaming for?
His friend's kids. That's who it was. The dude in the wheelchair. I always forget his name. Dude in the wheelchair that he real close to. That was him and his family that died. And he was looking for his kids because his kids stayed there too. So Gustavo was running around the house yelling his name.
He did show up because he showed up to the police chief's office.
Yeah.
Dude in the wheelchair. Oh, they killed him.
Yeah, that's who they killed.
Oh, I didn't know who they killed. I thought it was Gustavo people.
Nah, well, they was like family. They weren't blood family, but they were close enough to be considered family.
And they took the wheelchair dude's kids.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Crazy.
So then that's
Gustavo was like their uncle or goddaddy or whatever, and he was real close to them.
Damn. That's crazy, but yeah, in blood he had wrote down 100,000. Whoever had came for these people had wrote down 100,000, and it was the police chief. That's why I said this police chief is dirty. Like this nigga ain't gonna play by no regular rules to get his money. Because when he asked for that 100,000, Teddy was like, he was trying, like you said, Teddy was trying to knock him down or whatever. And it's just like with this type of nigga, bro, you can't knock this nigga down. Yeah. He's gonna make his message known to know he's nobody to fuck with. That's why I think he's gonna be a huge villain and somebody who's going to be huge when it comes to the product being in America. He could possibly slow up this product from getting in America or stop it altogether.
And then that's gonna stop Franklin. That's gonna stop Manboy, Skully, Lee, and all. It's gonna stop everybody. Avi to a certain extent, like it's gonna slow everybody.
My
down.
nigga Avi, I love my nigga. I love
Avi. Avi is hilarious, bro.
I love my nigga.
I love that
Avi.
man.
I love that nigga Avi. But I was about to say some other shit. But whatever. Yeah, hey, they had wrote down 100,000 in blood, so they ain't nobody to play with this police chief. They need to pay this man his money, or he gonna keep doing this shit. To whoever.
Nah, I feel like you gotta kill him, bro, because you can't pay him 100,000 and still give Lucia mama all of her money.
That's what I said. I think they will start to do it. They will pay him 100,000 a week to start it off with, and then they will realize, like, hey, we run out of money. Like, we got to do something about this.
Yeah.
But like I'm telling you, bro, this dude is too connected, and he's too street smart to get knocked off easy. Like, he's not gonna be somebody who's gonna be easy to knock off, in my opinion. Like, you're gonna have to do some serious thinking out of this plan to knock him off, because this nigga is street smart, bro. I can tell already. So it can't be no easy shit like, oh, we just knock him off and then that's it. Because he probably got somebody under him or like other organization that he's running with that's gonna find you, and knock you off. So it's just like, it's just too intertwined to just knock him off, because it's gonna be somebody else after him. So yeah, and that was the end of episode 2, bro. How did you feel about these episodes? Were they good, great, ass? How do you feel?
I feel like they were great. I liked them. Great way to start the season off. Episode 1 was a little bit slow, but it built up towards the end of the episode, and then episode 2, like, they kept the ball rolling. So I'll give both of them I'll give them both a thumbs up, and I'm really excited for episode 3.
I'll give them both a good, because I understand what they got going on. It's the beginning of the season. You just have to set up, what's going to happen the rest of the season. So these were set up episodes. We know the villains now. We know what Franklin has to do, and we know this nigga Franklin got to get back in his rhythm, because he not making Franklin moves right now. He moving real Tariqish. You know what I'm saying? I don't like the way he moving right now. So so my man got to get back to. I think we're going to see him. The more he's back into these streets, he's going to get back into old Franklin. But he rusty right now, for sure. He's rusty. And what predictions do you have for episode 3?
Predictions that I have? Predictions. I predict that I like the prediction that you said about Mel talking to the reporter. I feel like the reporter Irene will go back to Mel again, and Mel is going to start giving some information on Franklin. And I also think that they're going to go to Lucia's mother and let them know that the police chief, Teddy and Gustavo, are going to go to the police, to Lucia's mother, and tell her about the police chief that's taking away money from their route. So those are the 2 big things I think are going to happen. And I think Manboy, we're going to see Manboy devise a plan to get back at Franklin.
That's what I think is going to happen in episode 3. I think Manboy's going to plot some shit. Because like I said, he was way too cool with this nigga Franklin, and he know he didn't kill that nigga Skully. This nigga got some shit, and he plotting on some shit. Because we already know this nigga a hothead to begin with. So we already know this nigga going to try to go at Franklin's head. Franklin not going to die, but he going to devise some type of plan. So I definitely agree with you on that one. And I think that's, I don't really have anything else, honestly. Do you think they will pay the dude next episode? I feel like they could pay the dude next episode.
They'll probably pay him one time.
Yeah. What will happen with Franklin, though? What will we see with Franklin?
With Franklin, I'm not really sure. Yeah, with Franklin, I don't know right off the bat, but my 3 predictions for sure are Mel is going to talk to the Irene lady, the reporter. Teddy and Gustavo are going to have to tell Lucia's mother about the Tijuana police chief. And 3, Manboy is going to devise a plan to get back at Franklin. Those are my 3 big predictions for episode 3.
One big prediction for this whole season. Watch out for this ex-girlfriend Franklin is messing with. I'm telling y'all, she got some type of history with Manboy or Skully, and it's always a bitch who try to set you up. It always happens. It always happens in a lot of these hood shits. And I can see this happening right now. I could definitely see that.
I have a long-term prediction for the entire season. I feel like Leon and Franklin will get back cool again. I don't think Franklin gonna die, and I don't think Not Franklin. I don't think Leon's gonna die, and I don't think they're gonna have bad blood the rest of the season. I feel like they'll be cool again, probably by episode 4 or 5 or something.
Leon has way too much pride. I feel like Leon would rather get smoked than go back crawling back to Franklin. I truly believe that he has too much pride to, after leaving him, to come back. That takes a lot of pride you have to put to the side. And I feel like he would rather get smoked than go back to Franklin. And that's what I think will happen. He will get smoked by the end of this season. Truly, truly, truly. All right, bro. I think that's the end for episode 2. We will be back with episode 3. We probably will drop them on probably Fridays. Yeah, Fridays moving forward. It was just a late one for this one, but definitely look forward to those. And I think that's it, bro. You can hit it with the social media.
You can follow us on Twitter at QE Podcast 1. You can follow us on Instagram at QANDE Podcast. You can follow and like our Facebook page. Don't forget to subscribe to our YouTube channel. Click the notification bell so you can see anytime that we drop new episodes. Our email, QANDEpodcast@gmail.com for any business inquiries, questions, or concerns.
Yes, and subscribe to us on all of our podcast platforms. We're on Apple Podcasts, Google Podcasts, Spotify, and iHeartRadio. And we're also on YouTube. Subscribe to us over there and subscribe to my YouTube. Just type in Quincy Hicks into the search bar, and definitely subscribe. We appreciate y'all for listening, and we out. Peace.